Last week we discovered a nice way to organize the employee classes, and in this second part of our coverage of inheritance, let's talk about technical features of Java which support inheritance and polymorphism. So let's open our presentation and let's look at some greedy details that we must be aware of when programming hierarchical relationships between our classes. One of the questions here, why would you use inheritance? And there are multiple reasons why you would want to use inheritance in your code. But on this slide, we talk about reusability of existing code as much as possible. For example, in Java graphical library, we have a JFrame class which allows us to create windows. So at runtime, obviously JFrame exists as an object. Okay, so you can actually directly create this object. And this object will control a window on the screen. Okay, so you can have a window, and the frame controls the appearance of the window. You can maximize, minimize the window, you can resize the window, and you can close it, of course, if you have this closing button right here. So this is a window which is controlled by this example class JFrame. But this window is empty, so the programmer likely wants to add here some labels, some input boxes that the user can fill in the form. There could be some buttons here to click like this, and other types of control on this form. So how would you do this? Very likely in memory you want to have your own object, which is a larger object with more functionality. But at the same time, everything that comes with JFrame, which controls the actual frame of the window, you probably want to retain a copy of it in your own object, because you want to be able to have your window support the same functionality as the basic window. So therefore, what you want in memory is that the JFrame, which was responsible for creation of the window and maintaining its size, so you want the JFrame part of your own window class. So this is what's happening in memory. But at design time, when we write our software, JFrame is already written for us. So this is a class inside Java library. It's part of Java Swing library to program graphical user interfaces. And now we can define our own subclass and derive it from this superclass JFrame. Basically take JFrame as our superclass. And if we do something like this, we instantly reuse JFrame inside our own class, because at runtime, when we create our product name, because we said that we extend or inherit from JFrame, it will be automatically made part of our own object, which now controls all of this functionality inside this window with graphical user interface components. So this is an answer to this first question, why would you use inheritance? So basically, we can reuse existing code already written in a library or part of our own application. But at the same time, it's also memory management, because if inheritance was not supported and did not exist, then the picture would change in such way that we would have to have two objects. Our object, we would create our own object, and this object that we have here would have to control all of the internal parts of the window, everything that we say we have inside to interact with the user. And then we would have probably a reference to a JFrame instance, separate object, completely separate object, which we would use to maintain the frame of the window, minimize, maximize, resize, and close the window. But inheritance allows us to combine the two concepts together and make just one single object that's capable of supporting both the window frame and all other components that we want to have inside this user input form.